Spain just hit the wall. If you thought the housing market was tight in 2024, you have no idea what just happened in the last 90 days. We just got the Q3 2025 numbers, and they aren't just bad, they are catastrophic. Nationwide, property prices didn't just tick up, they exploded by 15.35% year on year. That is the sharpest, fastest spike since records began in 2007. But that's not the scary part. The scary part is who is paying the price. In Madrid and Barcelona, the average family is now spending 70%, yes, 70% of their household income just to pay the rent. We are looking at a market where the youth emancipation rate has collapsed to 15.2%, the lowest level in 20 years. An entire generation is trapped. And the government's response? A legal uncertainty that experts are calling an enemy that no one disputes. This is Spain Property Watch. Today, I'm going to show you why landlords are pulling their homes off the market in panic. And I'm going to tell you exactly where this goes in the next 12 months. Let's look at the raw damage. According to the latest Global Property Guide and Idealista data from November 14, 2025, the average price per square meter in Spain has hit 2,517 euros. To put that in perspective, in 2023, we saw growth. In 2024, we saw heat. In 2025, we are seeing a bonfire. We are up 15.35% in a single year. Even when you adjust for inflation, real prices are up nearly 12%. And it's happening everywhere. Sales of existing homes up 13.5%. New builds up a staggering 26%. People are panic buying. Why? Because they know what's coming. They know that if they don't buy today, they will be priced out forever. But here is the twist. This isn't a boom like 2008. In 2008, we had too many houses. We were building ghost towns. In 2025, we have the opposite problem. We have a supply famine. This is the most critical chart you will see today. A report released on September 25, 2025, confirmed something terrifying. Half of Spain's entire housing shortage is concentrated in just 5 provinces. If you are looking to buy or rent in these 5 spots, you were in the eye of the storm. Let's count them down. Madrid, a deficit of 45,000 homes. There are 45,000 families looking for keys that don't exist. Number 2, Barcelona, a deficit of 44,000 homes. Prices here haven't just risen, they've disconnected from reality. Valencia, 33,000 short. Alicante, 31,000 short. Santa Cruz de Tenerife, 25,000 short. Between 2020 and 2024, Spain created 350,000 more households than it built homes. Let that sink in. 350,000 families formed with nowhere to go. CaixaBank Research estimates the total accumulated deficit is now between 515,000 and 765,000 homes. This is why you're seeing 20, 30, sometimes 45% price hikes in Malaga and the Balearics since 2020. There is simply zero inventory. So, why aren't developers building? Why aren't landlords renting? This brings us to the Idealista bombshell report from November 12, 2025. They identify an enemy that is killing the market from the inside out: legal uncertainty.
We are 5 years into temporary eviction suspensions. Rent controls have now expanded to over 300 zones across Spain. Civil law professor Matilde Cuena Casas put it brutally: the level of legal insecurity here does not exist in most other countries. It is uniquely ours.
Imagine you're a landlord. You have a property, but the law says if a tenant stops paying, you might not get it back for years. What do? You do what thousands of Spanish owners are doing right now. You sell, or you switch to short-term tourist rentals, or you leave it empty. This policy was meant to help tenants. Instead, it has created a rental death spiral. Supply dries up, rents go vertical, tenants demand more controls, supply dries up even more. It is a domino effect that has led us to the 70% rent burden statistic I told you about in the intro. While the local market is paralyzed by legal fear, another force is pouring gasoline on the fire: foreign capital. According to the October reports, foreign buyers now account for 18% of all home sales. That's 133,000 transactions in the last year, a record high. 44% of these buyers are non-residents. They aren't worried about Spanish wages. They aren't worried about local interest rates. They are buying in cash, and they are buying the best stock in Alicante, Malaga, and the islands. This creates a two-tier market. Tier 1, the international market, where prices are booming, luxury is flying, and money is no object. Tier 2, the local market, where wages are stagnant and families are fighting over the scraps left behind. Idealista reported that low wages are the key factor deepening the crisis. When you combine low Spanish wages with global real estate prices, you get social breakage. I want to pause the numbers for a second and talk about what this actually looks like. The report from November 12th dropped a statistic that should terrify every economist in Europe. 15.2% is the youth emancipation rate in Spain. Only 15 out of every 100 young adults have been able to leave their parents' house. This is the lowest figure since 2006.
And because they can't leave home, they can't start families. Birth rates have hit 6.61 births per 1,000 inhabitants. That is a historic low. This housing crisis is no longer just about money. It is becoming a demographic winter. We are looking at a lost generation who are being told you can't buy, you can't rent, and you can't leave. This is the pressure cooker, and the lid is about to blow off. So what happens next? I've analyzed the trends, and the next 6 to 12 months look volatile. Prices will not drop. Don't wait for a crash. The supply deficit is too massive, 500,000 plus homes. Even if demand slows slightly, there is nothing to buy. CaixaBank confirms the market is in expansion mode. We will likely see another 8 to 10% rise in 2026. The rental market will break. With rent controls tightening and legal uncertainty remaining, long-term rentals will disappear from the market in major cities. We will see a black market for rentals emerge, and prices for legal contracts will hit new records. Social unrest. When you have 70% of income going to rent, legal insecurity, and a generation stuck at home, you have the recipe for protests. Watch the streets of Madrid and Barcelona this winter. The investment opportunity.
For investors, the window is closing, but it's clear where the value is. It's not in the rent-controlled zones, it's in the freedom zones. Short-term tourist rentals, where legal, and renovation projects in those deficit provinces. But be careful, the regulations are changing daily.
Spain is at a crossroads. We have record demand, record prices, and record deficits. We have a legal system at war with the market, and a demographic crisis brewing in the background.
This is not a normal cycle. This is a structural shift in how people live in Spain.
If you are a buyer, you need to be aggressive. If you are a seller, you are holding gold. If you are a renter, you need a strategy right now.
Do not make a move in this market blind. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and tell me in the comments, do you think the government will step in, or is this the new normal?
This is Spain Property Watch, and I'll see you in the next one.